Hi, good morning. Good afternoon now.
Good afternoon.
Yes. So, how are you
Yes,
doing today?
yes, ma'am. I was doing well. Now I'm doing well. I have taken one class before this,
Ah,
and
okay.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
now this is my second class.
All right.
Yes,
Okay. And is it your back-to-back class or did you have break in between?
depend my time. Actually, sometimes I have time then I take two and three classes, and
Okay.
sometimes I have to go outside and I can skip.
Uh-huh. Right. So, what about today? Did you have another session before, just before this one, or did you have a gap in between?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, it was when I took class that time, 10
Okay.
a.m.
Right. Oh, so you had 1.5 hours of break,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay. So, ma'am, this is the first time that we are connecting with each other, I believe. Yeah.
Mhm. Yes,
So,
yes.
could you tell me a little about yourself? Just a brief intro. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Actually, my name is Seema. I'm homemaker. I dwell in a Kanpur, UP. I have done PG. I was teacher. I left the journey. Now I am learning this language because I want to be a teacher of spoken English.
Oh,
So
okay.
that is yeah. Simultaneously, I run my YouTube channel. You can say
Mm-hmm.
recently I created my YouTube channel. I have been uploading videos for 2 and 3 months with the consistency.
Ah, okay. That's good to know, Seema, ma'am. And you said that you want to become an English teacher, right? So, what is it about English that fascinates you so much?
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, I was teacher. Then I used to teach English subject 1 to 5th. But I used
Okay.
to speak Hindi.
Right.
The
Uh-huh.
school was Hindi medium. So
Mm-hmm.
now, yeah, now we can say I was teacher 10 years ago. So
Right.
it is a course period of 10. Then now we can say everything has been changed.
Right. Uh-huh.
So I want to join my children's school. Their Hindi is not allowed. So that is
Mm-hmm.
my desire. So
Right.
now I
Okay.
want to be a teacher. Yeah, now I have started teaching.
Okay. So, do you want to join as a school teacher, or do you want to work with online platforms as a as an English teacher?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, after become a good speaker, fluent speaker, we can say I will install my spoken class board outside my house. That is my desire now.
Okay, understood. And you mentioned that you have kids, right? How old are they?
Yeah, we can say one son, he is 9 years old. In July, yeah, 16 July. Actually, he will be, we can say, 9 years old. And
Okay.
daughter, she is 11 years old.
Ah, all
Yeah.
right. You said that you are living in UP. How is the weather?
Weather is very scorching heat. We can say it's very difficult to go outside. Now summer vacation is going on. My children, they are at home.
Right. Uh-huh.
So we can say now they are forcing me, Mama. Now summer vacation is going on. Then we should plan for going outside. So
Right.
now
So,
I'm thinking.
are you planning any trips?
Yeah, now I'm thinking.
Okay, right. So, ma'am, before we move on further, just a little bit of correction in terms of your pronunciation of a word. So, when you said
Yeah,
that
yeah.
it's quite hot there, the word that you wanted to use was scorching. Yeah,
Scorching.
scorching. Can you check the chat box? I've put it there as well. Scorching. But it sounded like scratching. So,
Yeah, ma'am. Actually, I said it's scorching.
scratching is wrong. It's
Okay,
not
scorching
scraw.
is fine.
Yeah, it's not
It's
scraw. It's
scorching.
scorching. Yes.
Okay,
O is coming
okay.
after C. Yeah.
It's scorching. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So if you
Okay.
can check
Before
the
that, I used to say scorching, scorching.
yeah, scorching is wrong. Scorching hot.
It's scorching hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
And another word that you can use is sweltering. 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 So
Yeah,
sweltering
yeah.
is yeah. So sweltering is usually used when it's I
Hot.
know that it's this hot that you are actually sweating as well, right? So that is called sweltering hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can relate with you. We are in the same boat because I am in Delhi right now. and I know
Okay,
how
my
hot
mama's
it is.
house in Delhi.
Oh, that's good to know. So, do you come to Delhi often?
Yeah, I always frequent here and there by Satabdi.
Okay, yes. And how often do you travel to Delhi?
By
Every.
Satabdi, actually, I nearby Delhi, we can say in a Ghaziabad.
Right.
My bhabi lives in a Delhi,
Uh huh.
and my maternal family in Ghaziabad, nearby Delhi.
Okay, your maternal family is in Ghaziabad. Okay. And what about your paternal family?
Paternal in-laws family.
Paternal, as in your dad's family. Maternal will be your mom's family.
So both are parents. They are living together.
Right, that I understood. But when you say maternal home, that means your mom would also have had their home somewhere, right? So, for instance, my maternal home is see, my maternal relatives, for instance, are those who are connected to me by my mother's end. My paternal relatives are those who are connected by my father's end. Right. So,
Okay.
when it comes to talking about our homes, what we mean by
Mhm.
maternal home is my
Yeah.
mom's home. So, for instance, my
Yeah.
mom could
I
have
got.
lived her childhood in some other city. My dad would have grown up in some other city. Right.
Yeah. My
And
father, he was born in a Kanpur.
right. Yes. So, your paternal home is in Kanpur. Your
Yeah. Maternal
mom's
home
is in
in
Ghaziabad.
Ghaziabad.
And
Yeah.
your maiden home. Maiden is Maiden. Maiden home is where you used to live with before you got married,
Okay. In Ghaziabad.
right? So your maiden home was in Ghaziabad, yeah. And now you're living with your family in
Yes.
UP, right?
UP. Hmm.
Yes. So if you're living with your in-laws and if it's their home, then you can say that I am now living with my in-laws house,
In-laws house.
right?
Yes. Yes.
Or
Hmm.
I'm living with my family in our own home in UP. That's how you can tell me about your
Hmm.
places, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, for instance, in my case, I'm from Kerala. So, both my maternal and my paternal homes are in Kerala itself. But my maiden home, as in before I got married, I used to live in Delhi. But after getting married, I shifted to Kerala. And
Okay.
I am now living in Trivandrum. That's where I'm settled. But my in laws are living in some other place. So, my in laws' house is in a different place. So, that's how you
Wow.
describe your homes. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. But
And
now we can say I live in a nuclear family with my children.
right,
Yeah.
with your children and your husband.
And
But
a
you said your
husband.
husband is working outside, I suppose,
Yeah,
right?
no, not outside. He comes after 3 days, after
Oh,
2 days.
okay, understood. So now coming back to what we were talking about, I think we were discussing about your kids, right? Yes. So now, ma'am, is there anything that you want to discuss in particular in terms
Yeah,
of
ma'am.
life?
Actually, I will upload this video. I want to know from your side something, please.
Yeah, yeah, please go ahead. If you have specific questions in mind, you can go
No,
ahead.
no. Introduce. I want to know.
Oh, you want to
Yeah.
know about me, right? So,
Yeah.
like I said, I'm from Kerala, but I was born and raised in Delhi. That's where I spent 25 years of my life. And since last 5 years, so roughly from the first month of 2021, that was January 2021, I've been living in Kerala and I'm married. So my husband and I, we live in Trivandrum. And currently, I'm on a vacation here in Delhi. I'm just here for a week and I'll be leaving on
Okay.
Sunday. Yes. And if
Okay.
I talk about my qualifications, my entire schooling and my education, yeah, higher education, everything happened in Delhi itself. But my work, so I started my career in Kerala itself. Yes. And
Okay.
I have been
Okay.
working as a spoken English trainer for last 5 years. And in between, I also worked as a school teacher for about a year with an ICSE school in Trivandrum.
Mhm.
And yeah, right now I'm working as a spoken English trainer at EnglishYaari. Plus, I'm also working as a phonics expert.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. You teach class, we can say, uh, instead of this English sharing,
Right.
other.
So I'm working as a part-time trainer here with EnglishYaari, but I'm also working as a phonics expert with another company. So there, my role is to,
Okay.
yeah, there my role is to teach young kids how to read. So I'm focusing on the
Okay.
reading aspect. So for instance, when we learnt English, we learnt it as cat, bat,
Okay.
right? But now
Yeah.
we teach it as at bat, right? k
Bad.
at cat. That's how, with the sounds.
Mhm.
So that's the
Different
difference,
sound.
right? So phonics is
Yeah.
about learning how to read with the help of sounds. So that is what I do.
Yeah. That is a good.
Right.
Yeah. My children also do like that. Their
Uh-huh.
teacher yeah, we can say my son teacher, she teaches like you said.
Right.
So
Uh-huh.
he is in second class.
Right. So he must have completed his early phonics, and now he might be into
Hmm.
blending, right? He might be reading
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
five, six letter words.
Yeah, yeah.
Even
Now,
more than that.
actually, he is given something topic about the past tense, present tense.
Right. Grammar
So
has
now,
started.
yeah, yeah. Now
Oh,
he say whenever she asks, "Mama, I need something cheese and then something toffee, cold drink," then I always say, "You have to say 10 line of this, then I will give you money."
right. But does he do that or does he get annoyed?
Yeah, yeah. Because for taking, then he says everything.
Right. Uh-huh. And what is the medium of conversation or communication at home? Is it English or Hindi?
Ma'am, sometimes in Hindi because my husband doesn't like to speak so much in English, and he
Right.
doesn't have so much time.
Uh-huh.
So we can
And he might
say,
not be comfortable with it, right? Yeah.
yeah,
Uh-huh. So, ma'am, before we move on further, is there any noise coming from my end?
no,
Or
no,
is it okay? It's fine, right?
yeah, mm,
Okay. So my mom is preparing food and she turned on the mixie. So I just wanted to check if it's going to
okay,
affect the
yeah,
speech, the audio quality. So it's not interrupting, right?
no, no, it's
Okay.
okay. Mm.
Yes. So, yeah, you were telling me about. mm what was the last thing that, yeah, about reading part and how you speak mostly in Hindi at home because your husband doesn't is not very much into speaking in English, right?
But
But
now he speaks a little bit. Then my
right,
children say, "Mama, Daddy is learning this language. He actually doesn't want to learn from you."
right.
So,
So,
mm,
ma'am, what you can do at home as a spoken English trainer, what I have personally seen is when we make something into a task, for instance, from now on, we'll only talk in English, and for the next 5 minutes, we are going to talk in English, or if you want this, then you have to talk in English. Then what happens is we are actually forcing it on the kids, right? It becomes
yeah,
something that becomes forceful. So they might not always enjoy doing it. They might do it once or
yes.
twice, but they might not find it interesting enough, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instead, try to infuse English into your daily conversations, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even if
Yes, yes.
they respond in Hindi initially, it's okay, but you try to use English more and more in at home. So for instance, beta, can you please pass me that, right? Or can you please get
Yeah,
me
yeah.
a bottle of water, instead of saying that, now we are going to talk in English, right?
Yeah, yeah.
In the first case, it's like we have put them on a under a spotlight, right?
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
they
But
get
actually,
conscious.
I try to speak in English, but now I'm habitual of this Hindi language. Because
Right,
now I'm while teaching, then I use English language, and while talking with you, then I speak in English. But
right,
when I do something work, when I say something for taking, for giving, then I use Hindi language.
right,
Instantly, we can say speak Hindi, but I
right.
try to speak English.
Uh-huh.
Then I
That's
forget. I had to speak English. Then I spoke Hindi. Oh my God.
Right. That's because
Then
you
I
are
must.
now into the habit of speaking in English. Oh, sorry, in Hindi. You have been speaking in Hindi for so long, right? And it's a habit which is difficult to break. Right. If something
Yeah.
becomes a habit, then it is very difficult to come out of it. So an
Mhm.
active intervention is required. So whenever you are talking, initially you can use Hindi 90%, 10% English, then gradually move it to
Yeah.
20%, 30%.
Mhm.
Let it be a gradual progression
Mhm.
instead of
Yeah.
going automatically to 100% English, right?
Yeah.
Because if you
Now I.
directly yeah, if you
Yeah, I
directly
will
jump to
try. Mm.
100%, then it becomes artificial. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. So it should come naturally.
Yes, ma'am. Actually, they have to speak English in a school.
Yeah, right,
Otherwise, yeah, they have to give, we can say 20 and 50 rupees fine as the fine
right.
every day. They
Oh,
have a compulsion for speaking English in a school.
and what does the school do with that money? I want to know that. Right?
Yeah.
Tactics like these, I don't think it's actually useful because again, you're forcing the kids to speak. Then they will fear English. They will only talk in English when some teacher is around. They will not speak in English when they are with their friends. Right.
Yeah. Mm.
Instead, it should be, like I said, a natural space where teacher is speaking in English, teacher is exposing them to the language, and kids are also encouraged to speak. When I used to
Mhm.
work in school as an English teacher, I never forced my kids to speak in English. I encouraged
Okay.
them, but I never forced them. There is a
Mhm.
difference in how you approach. If you force them, then
Yes.
the kids would become scared. And I'm speaking
Yeah.
this from personal experience as well because I studied in a convent school, and I had teachers who used to speak in English, but same thing used to happen with us. We were fined every time that we used to speak in Hindi. So what we used to do is wherever teachers were around, we used to speak in English, and that too broken
Mm.
English, right? Because we were not into the habit of speaking. And when we were with friends, although we wanted to speak in English, but if we would speak in English, they would start laughing and mocking us, right? So
Yeah.
eventually, we would switch to Hindi. Yeah? So it was in college actually when I started speaking English, and there was no compulsion, but everybody was speaking in
Okay.
English. That's how
Yeah.
you pick
Yeah.
up, right?
Mhm.
There was no compulsion
Yeah.
as such. That was the
You
difference.
had environment. You had
Yeah.
environment, then you used to speak English. I
Yes.
had done PG that time. We can say I have baby girl.
Uh huh.
So we can say, yeah, I used to write in English. I used to make a story because in a MA, if you have English, then you have to complete 3 pages of a story in within 15 minutes.
Right. Uh
So
huh.
I used to do this type of work, but I had no environment.
Right.
I used to speak Hindi, but
Uh,
now I got because in our time, I didn't get this type of opportunity of social media, WhatsApp group, and EnglishYaari.
right.
So I didn't get this type of advantage, but now I got. Now I'm taking advantage. Yeah,
Right. And are you seeing any improvements in the way that you're communicating compared to the first class or very first video, YouTube video that you put? Is the just think back about the first video that you uploaded. The way that you're communicating now, is it the same like you did back then, or are you much more confident now?
much more. Yeah,
Right.
these were not good. Actually, I created my YouTube channel 1 year ago. That
Right.
time, actually, my friend, I had one Skype group. Then people wanted to upload videos.
Right.
And they uploaded my videos. So then I used to watch. Oh my God, I'm looking very, we can say, silly type. I don't know how to talk. Then I used to learn everything by audio call. And then I started video call as well because in a video call I can remove all hesitation, eye contact, I can maintain. So
Mm-hmm.
body posture also very beneficial as a YouTuber. And now we can say I feel very confident. Yeah, I can speak neck to neck.
Right. So the very
Yeah,
first change that you will see is a change in confidence level. Once that happens,
yeah,
then second change you will see is in your fluency. And then we work on your grammar. Grammar is,
yeah.
I consider grammar to be secondary. First priority should always be fluency. right?
Fluency. Yeah.
Yes, because if in
Instantly.
today right in today's session, for instance, there were times when you were making grammatical mistakes, especially in the sentence construction, right? But I deliberately didn't intervene in between because I wanted you to speak as much as possible, right? My priority was to make you speak up, to help you build that
Hmm.
level of fluency and that smoothness that should come in the conversation, right?
Hmm.
And gradually we'll start working on grammar too, right? And this is what
Hmm.
you can also do with your learners in future. Initially focus on
Hmm.
confidence building and fluency, right?
Hmm.
Talking about the things that they know about, and gradually we move
Yeah.
on to grammar and
Hmm.
then pronunciations, right?
Yeah, ma'am. Pronunciation is
Yeah, pronunciations once in a while we can correct, but if it's a very strong mother tongue influence that might need a little bit more time, then it's good to use it, work on it a little later. Because if I start
Mhm.
correcting pronunciation issues right now, then what would happen is you would start focusing on that while you'll be speaking, which will start affecting your fluency.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Hmm.
right now, what I would suggest to you as well is focus on fluency. Grammar plus pronunciation is something that we can take up in the next phase of your language journey. Yeah. But before we go, Seema, ma'am, so I would want you to reflect on what you did in today's class. Right. So, what I mean by
Hmm.
that is, and it's not just with me, I want you to do it in every session, in the session or maybe after the session. I want you to reflect about one thing that you think worked out in the class. Maybe today you were feeling more confident, maybe today you spoke more than compared to the last few sessions that you had, or today you might have used some new vocabulary word that you are happy about, right? So these are the positive things. One positive thing that you're happy about. And then second, one thing that you think you could have done better. Maybe today you weren't that vocal, perhaps, or maybe today you were not that much energetic. So things like these that can keep on changing from session to session, but that reflection should happen, right?
Mhm.
So what do you think? One thing that you are happy about in today's session?
Yeah, I'm happy. We can say I
Yeah,
learned so many things by this, we can say class, English Yari.
right.
So,
Do you
yeah,
think
I learned.
you were confident in today's session compared to the last few sessions? Or do you
Yeah,
think
I
you're
always feel confidence. I
okay?
always try to negotiate with the everyone. I
Uh-huh.
always try to cope with everyone. Yeah,
Right. You always try
whether
to.
first,
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Please go ahead.
Yeah, whether first class or second class,
Okay.
whether it is first class or second class. Yeah,
Uh-huh. You always try to interact as much as you can with others.
yeah, yeah,
Right. Yes.
yeah.
So you use the word negotiate here. Negotiate is actually supposed to be used in some other context. Negotiate means when, suppose, mm I told you that, suppose you are working for me and I tell you that you have to upload at least 10 videos on a daily basis or maybe on a
Mm,
weekly basis, okay, on YouTube. But now you're trying to negotiate with me. 10 videos are too much for me. Can we go for 5 videos or 6 videos? Right.
mm,
So that is called negotiating,
mhm,
right? Which is which was a wrong usage when you said that I try to negotiate with my trainers, right?
mhm,
So negotiate is a wrong word in this context. You can use I try to interact a lot with my trainers,
mhm.
right? Now,
Yeah.
one thing that you think could have been better in terms of the way that you're communicating. So this is a self feedback.
Okay.
So
Yes.
anything that you think you could have improved?
You can say whatever I have improved.
Okay.
Yeah, we can say I always say I'm the best. Yeah, I have to learn this language. I want articulate this language. So I
Right.
have to do so many things because I have seen there are so many person. They keep doing this work for long, long time, like 5 years, 6 years. Still, they are not able to like me.
Right.
So after seeing them, then I thought, yeah, I have courage for speaking, and